Welcome to this business interview where we are privileged to have a recognised guest today within the yacht sector of Business Enquirer. I extend a warm thank you to Raphael, the CEO of IYC, who has guided the course of the major yacht company. IYC is a household name in the world of luxury yachting, and today we have the captain of this ship with us. We are conducting this interview aboard the magnificent Hemabeo yacht, which will be showcased at the Monaco Yacht Show at the end of September. Raphael, how are you today?
I'm very well, Bethany, and you?
Yes, very good, thank you. So can you tell me, how did you become the CEO of IYC and why did you choose to work with yachts?
Well, yacht, obviously, the epitome of luxury. I'm going to take you a little back in my career. So
Yes.
I've been starting with ship management companies 20 years ago. So I've
Wow.
always been around water,
Yes.
pretty much.
Beautiful.
And then I was very fortunate to work for a Chinese tycoon for some years.
Wow.
There again with yachts,
Yes.
which I had to manage. And then went on to a competitor of IYC for a number of years, also in the yachting industry for about 7 years. And then I just joined IYC about pretty much a year ago.
Okay.
So while that jump, obviously, working with cruise lines and boats and container ships, and I kind of fine-tuned the way around, went to yachting,
Yes.
and then with working for a yacht owner, I went on the other side, as we
Wow.
would say, and I worked for a company which is selling yachts, managing yachts, and chartering yachts,
Yes.
to end up where I am today.
Amazing.
So it's been a 20 years, almost 30 now, my goodness, I'm getting old, path within the yachting industry
Yeah.
to be where I am today. And it's been
Amazing.
an amazing journey, and I'm sure we're going to go through this a little later to see the
Yes,
changes within
definitely.
the industry,
Yes.
we have gone through the last few years, actually, matter of fact.
Yes, fantastic. And how has the yacht industry changed, as you just said, over time? And what do you think will happen in the future?
But I think I don't have the crystal ball yet. I
Mhm.
remember if 2 years ago someone would have told us, "Hey guys, there's a pandemic coming,"
Yeah.
we would have said, "Yeah, right, sure."
Yeah.
So we've seen a lot of changes during the pandemic. I'll say yachting really professionalized itself. The last 5-6 years, it has been selling boats, buying boats,
Yeah.
and I think the last good 6-7 years we've seen a big shift in how companies are run,
Correct.
how the companies are using the new technology. There's a few milestones for this. First and foremost, we have had a lot of new yachts coming to the market. We have had the pandemic,
Okay. Yes.
and during these 2 years, a lot of companies had to adapt, which obviously made things going faster in terms of investment into the IT world, into obviously digital.
Yes.
Then came the importance of sustainability, which I think the entire world took conscience of, that we need to do something. And
Yes,
obviously
definitely.
yachting,
Yeah.
because of the person we're dealing with, for many are the most influential people in the world,
Yes.
and therefore they want to make a difference. So they use their own yachts to start making a difference also.
Yeah.
So they are working very closely with the yachts to come up with new technology, new
Yeah.
propulsion methods, new ways to actually be greener
Yes.
than what yachting used to be.
Brilliant.
And obviously us as brokerage houses, we are also trying to play our own role
Mhm.
by promoting the message about sustainability, but also working with companies who are doing their bit, not necessarily in yachting. So
Yes.
we see a shift in the way, first and foremost, yachting is operating today.
Yeah.
The new technology in yachting, new regulations in yachting as well, which we need to adapt to.
Okay.
And of course, the need for the industry to professionalize itself in structure.
Yeah.
We went from 2008, when you had the first financial crisis, there was a certain number of yachts available on the market. We probably tripled that number over the last
Gosh.
15 years.
Wow.
I mean, if you
Incredible.
look at the order books today in the shipyards, within today and the end of let's say 26, probably there would be another probably 500 boats coming to the waters.
Wow. My
So 500
goodness.
is a huge number.
Yes.
Not all of them will be available for charter. Some of them will be private, but it's still an important number to be dealing with on all fronts. So
Yes.
to make sure they are complying with the new regulation, to make sure they are properly managed, to make sure for the owners who are willing to charter the yacht, then they have somebody to talk to, so they can charter the yacht. So you see that shift today, which was clearly accelerated by the pandemic.
What kind of leadership do you believe in running IYC?
But I think like any service providers company, obviously you need to rely on your team.
Of
The
course,
team members
yes.
are your company's image.
Yes.
They are the one to talk to your customers. They
Yeah.
are the one to promote your company. And that's true for any kind of companies. So I mean, we work very closely with our team. We are in an industry which deals with ultra luxury assets. So there's clearly a need also to be being able to work together with the clientele we're dealing with. So we are providing our teams with training, the right training whenever it's necessary, not only to be able to deal with our clientele, but also to be able to deal with our own team members.
Yes, of course.
So I think we trust and believe into the human factor in our company. You know, today we see a lot of comments and articles written about AI. How AI is going to change the world. Are people going to lose their job, etc., etc. I think the best of both worlds is the right people and the right technology. But you will always need people. And I think in any company today, you need to take care of your team and you need to make sure you are developing them so they can take care of you as well.
Yes, no, I completely agree. And yachts are often associated with luxury. How does IYC take care of the environment while providing luxury services?
Well, you know, we sell assets which are probably the epitome of luxury, right? When you buy a yacht, you're likely to have cars, houses, businesses. And as I said earlier, you know, we are in an industry whereby to have fun, you need the environment.
Yes, you do.
The sea, clearly, and therefore we are promoting and making all efforts possible to ensure that not only we as a company are applying good practices when it comes to sustainability, but also are working together with the shipyards, with the owners, with the crew on board the yacht. So they applied also good practices. Amazing. I mean, the shipyards are obviously at the forefront of these efforts because they are the ones to build new yachts with the new technology available. Now we're talking about hydrogen propulsion, we're talking about many other technologies, but you already have some environmental friendly technology which are allowing you to be you know, more, let's say, greener again. It's you know, the right paint, the right propulsion, the right fuel. All these kind of things are something you take care of. So we as a company definitely make a point to deliver the right message about sustainability and our environment overall. As a matter of fact, during the Monaco Boat Show, we're gonna hold a round table in our setup at the Monaco Boat Show, which is called the Lounge, and where we'll have a round table with the shipyard representative. We will have somebody from the Monaco Boat Show representative, a couple of NGOs representatives to discuss these issues. And what can we do better, even though there's a huge effort being done today by all the players in the industry. So what else can we do? Or how can we also be seen as an industry which does a lot? Because, you know, you also often have that image, you know, the rich people, the big yacht. What are we doing for the environment? And I can assure you that many, if not most of our clients today are very conscientious about the environment.
That's really
good. And when they order a new yacht, you know, one of the first questions or one of the first topics they will address is, how can I have my yacht greener? Obviously, a yacht will never be 100% green. It's a challenge. Hopefully, it will be done one day. But there's methodology and technology today which allows you to actually save fuel, avoid to burn fuel when you are at anchor. And this is what we're working on with the industry.
Are there any rules and laws from different countries that affect IYC, and how do you deal with them?
But I mean, we've had one of the most challenging rules today is related to knowing where your clients are coming from, obviously. Where is the money coming from, especially with the various sanctions which are in place in the world due to the conflicts around the world or any other reasons. So one of the very stringent principles which we all apply as an industry is to make sure that we are dealing with the right person when they want to buy a yacht.
Of course.
So that's obviously differs from one country to another. Some are more flexible than others, but it all depends also where your company is based. For example, one of our offices is in Greece, Monaco, we have in America, we have in England. So you have all these varieties of restriction, even though most, if not all these countries are very, very discipline in requesting what we call the KYC, which you're probably familiar with. So as an industry, obviously, we are in the spotlight of the authority to avoid any money laundering or any wrong funding. So we all work very hard to make sure this is applied at all times. And also you have regulation, but this will be worldwide regulation when it comes to the way you build your yacht, whether or not it's I won't bother you with all the technicity of how you build the yacht, but obviously you respect all commercial and all technical requirements. And then you go into the various countries' restriction when it comes to wherever you can use your yacht or not, or wherever you can charter your yacht or not. So for example, it's a little more challenging in Asia, where the restrictions are a bit more complicated. It's easier obviously in Europe. And you also have some restriction when you want to, for example, to cruise in American waters. So all of this, it's more what the various countries allow you to do with your yacht, whether it's a private usage or else a commercial usage, i.e. you charter it to a third party.
Can you tell us some of the most exciting yachts IYC has worked on recently?
Yeah, I mean, as a matter of fact, just recently we just were very fortunate to sell two yachts to be built with the Italian Sea Group, and these are the 72 by Giorgio Armani himself being designed. So they are very exciting project for the industry. This is the first time Giorgio Armani is putting his pencil on the yacht. He's doing the exterior, the interior design, and therefore this is pretty unique. And we were very glad to be the company to sell these two yachts, right?
Absolutely, congratulations, massive achievement. So
and we're looking forward to see them at sea.
Yes.
So you know, it will take a couple of years, three years for them to be delivered.
Wow.
And these are very exciting projects, especially when a name like Mr. Armani is put on that project.
Going back to Giorgio Armani, building trust with clients is really important. How does IYC do that?
Well, in any business, you know, especially in the sales world, whatever you sell, obviously we are selling quite some assets, right? But I think the idea is the same. You know, when you build a relationship with your client, you need to not only sell something, but keep that relation going and entertain that relation. And keep that relation for years to come, because obviously you don't change yacht every year, clearly.
Of course, yes.
But you know, it's also sometimes generational. So you may have a yacht owner you'll be dealing with, and then you may end up selling a yacht to their kids.
Yes.
So it's very important that you build up that relationship. So how you build up that relationship, especially in the world we're in, it's trust, ethic,
absolutely,
and of course, never bullshit a client.
Yes.
Because remember, we're in a world where we are very fortunate to be working with very obviously successful individuals, and they often know more than you about yachting itself, especially today with all the tools which are available to all of us, you know, internet, anything. They know a lot about yachting. So always be transparent, truthful, and ethic. This is the key. And obviously you need to entertain that relationship. Is not, okay, I'm selling you a boat, bye-bye.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I'll see you for the next one. No, I think it's a relationship. When you come to a company like us, when you want to buy a yacht, it's just not us to give you a yacht to buy. It's to explain and guide you through the process of buying a yacht. You know, it's not unusual to get a request for a certain type of yacht. And when you sit down with a client, especially for the first time, and you understand what their requirements may be, what they're looking for, where they are going to go with their yachts, who is going to come on their yacht, then you may guide them differently than what they thought they will buy initially.
Yes.
And that's part of the relationship and the trust process.
Yes.
You know, far too often I'll say, you know, okay, you want a yacht, I'll find you a yacht. It doesn't matter. Here's your yacht. No, I think we need to go beyond this. You need to build that relationship in explaining why maybe you wanted that yacht, but this yacht may be a good opportunity for you, not in terms of price, but in terms of what you really want to do with your yacht.
Yes.
And you know, some people, I've been through some discussion when they wanted a certain size, and we said maybe a smaller size for what you want to do. Or smaller, a different layout, or etc. etc. So you need to bring that added value, which is know-how, knowing what you're talking about clearly, and because they know as much as you do, if not more, guide them towards the right direction. And then entertain with them the relationship going forward.
Can you share a story of something great that happened while you've been a CEO?
Well, I have so many stories.
What was your favorite?
Which one? So if I stick to the success part of things, I think having one of my greatest achievements, being in such capacity within the industry, was to grow a company and to double, triple you know, our footprint in the industry, not only financially but also in terms of boat we will manage or yachts we will sell. And I think obviously it's not only related to me, it's also due to the team I have been working with. When you normally see the success of a CEO, is not a success of a CEO. It's a success of the team with the CEO.
Yeah, building.
And I think that what I have been able to achieve, and that will be probably in my career one of my best achievement to date.
Amazing.
Hopefully I'll have more going forward, but this was in a span of a certain number of years we were really able to grow and develop that company to a great level. So that's an all around. I would not be able to pinpoint one particular item, but it's the overall company, the overall HR performance and growth, and I think that was an achievement.
Amazing, that's very inspiring. And what new ideas and technology has IYC used to make yachts better?
Well, look, we don't necessarily make yachts better because we don't build yachts, we sell them. But obviously when we are working with potential buyers and the shipyard, we will guide them into things which, again, going back to our previous point, would be more appropriate for them. So it could be our exterior deck, bigger windows, battery pack, etc., etc. So all of this we try to work with them, and obviously normally they know pretty much what they want when it comes to interior design. Then the whole family pretty much get involved. Very often the lady takes charge.
I was going to say,
okay, so she's the one to take care of the interior design, so we guide them into that direction. So that when it comes to guiding your clients for the new build, because we don't build. But now when it comes to us as a company, we've been investing quite a reasonable amount of money into IT and digital. So we acquire an IT company, which is now part of IYC. So with that company, we are able to develop, all the regular tools you will see, website, digital marketing, sale enhancement tools, of course the CRM, etc., etc. But we go beyond this now with the AI. We are also using AI in many ways, to a certain extent, because I think like everything, you got to be very careful on how you utilize. We also have developed a software which is called Blue, and that's a very interesting software and story because it helps you to manage your yacht. And now we have a lot of AI. So there's an interconnection between the yacht and the office, and there's a lot of facilities and technology in that software, which allows you to talk with your management company like us in a very seamless manner. And with much less work for both the yacht but also the company. So that has been a great development of ours. And we just launched the online payment, which basically is unique in the yachting industry in the level we're in with the larger yacht. Of course you find this in smaller yachts today. You can charter your own yacht, your own boat through the internet, but with the level of yachts we're dealing with, I think one of the only company today allowing you to book your yacht online. So you can make your first request, there's a deposit done, and then of course you'll be working with a specialist who will help you and guide you through booking the right yachts. But we're investing a lot into the technology.
Great, that's amazing. And how does IYC make sure everyone feels included and respected?
That's a big question and a big challenge for every company in the world, right?
That is.
But I think that comes from the top. So not only myself and the senior management team or the shareholders team, but also from the management teams. I think, as I touched on earlier, there's no success without the success of your own people. And now to make your people successful is to develop them, support them, and provide them with the tools. So of course you always think about the financial reward. Clearly we all work for something.
Yes, of course.
But it's been proven and shown that money is one thing, but it's also quality of the workplace and tools you are given to provide the best of your abilities. So I think if you are able to manage all these parameters together, you have a successful story. Of course comes money. Now we're going into a situation whereby some companies want their personnel to come back to the office. It's very hard to get people back to the office on a regular basis. We've been accustomed to work from home. It's pretty cool sometimes, right? Even though some struggle and don't want to, but a majority want to work from home. Anyhow, I think we need to find the medium here. And there again is part of what do you do so your people feel good working for you. So all of these processes we are working on, and I am a firm believer that good companies, people make you achieve results.
Yes.
And therefore your HR policies is key in everything you do. There's so much you can get out of your people if you do not support them and respect them.
100%, I completely agree. And lastly, what advice do you have for people who want to become leaders in the yacht industry or even any other tough industries?
That's a very broad question.
Another good question again.
Believe in yourself.
Yes.
That's pretty easy, right?
That one, yeah.
And you know, another easy thing, work very hard, never compromise, and even if you fail, try again.
Yeah.
You know, it's obviously all of this in all the business books, and everybody says the same thing, but myself going through the process, I can tell you that nothing is achieved without hard work.
Yes.
And nothing is achieved without believing in yourself and taking care of yourself.
Yes.
Remember,
yeah.
Good life, good food, good habits, good results, been successful.
Definitely good food.
These are the keys.
Yes. Well, thank you ever so much, Raphael. It's been an absolute pleasure getting an insight of your leadership. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.